Hello everybody, welcome to Shruti's Kitchen. Today let's see how to make a yummy and easy to make tomato soup. I'm going to make it in the pressure cooker to speed up the process, and if you don't want to use the pressure cooker or if you don't have the pressure cooker, you can simply cook it in a separate pot. I'm going to use a lot of vegetables instead of using the vegetable stock, the store-bought one. It gives a nice bright color because the combination of vegetables that I'm using today, it lends a beautiful color. So you need not worry about the artificial food coloring as well. It's a very easy recipe and healthy recipe as well. I'm using some cream. If you want to keep it light, you can just totally omit the cream and use some milk instead. So let's quickly run through the ingredients and start the recipe. So I'll start by chopping up all the vegetables. I'm going to roughly chop them because anyway we are going to later blend them to a fine puree. So I'll start by chopping the onion. And then we'll chop the bell pepper as well. I'm using red bell pepper. Roughly chop it, keep it aside. Chop the carrot as well, keep this aside. I'm going to use this plastic cutting board to cut the beetroot, otherwise it discolors the cutting board, so I just like to do it on the plastic cutting board. So once you have the veggies cut up nicely, let's start by cooking the soup. So as I mentioned, I'm going to use the pressure cooker to cook the vegetables, but if you don't have the pressure cooker, you can do it separately in any other container. The thing is, it's going to take a little longer to cook the veggies. So in pressure cooker, it's going to be done in 5 minutes. That's it. So I turned on the pressure cooker on medium. We'll add in the butter. Immediately add in the garlic cloves, followed by chopped celery. Mix well. We'll also add in the beetroot, few pieces of carrot, chopped up onion, bell pepper. We'll mix everything well. Nicely. As we are using all the veggies here, you need not go for any vegetable stock that's store-bought. It's not at all good. It has all the dirty stuff, like it has all the preservatives and unnecessary ingredients. You can just use nice veggies, fresh vegetables instead. It gives a beautiful color and also it's easy, everybody has nice fresh vegetables. So I always prefer to use fresh veggies instead of the store-bought stock, vegetable stock. So after a minute of frying, we'll add in the tomatoes. Add in the salt, red chili powder, chilli flakes. This is to taste. If you don't have chili powder, you can use paprika. You can totally omit if you don't want it to be spicy. So mix everything well. We'll also add in some brown sugar. You can even add in some jaggery or normal sugar, white sugar. We'll add the ketchup. This is optional. If you don't like it, just omit it. Mix well. Crush some Italian herb seasoning. We'll also take some oregano and crush, add it in there. We'll now add in a cup of water. Finally, we'll crack some black pepper. This is to taste. We'll cover this and we'll leave it to cook for 3 whistles. I cooked it for 3 whistles. I'm going to turn off the heat. So we'll keep the pressure cooker aside, away from the heat, so that it cools down faster and all the pressure will be out by itself. So let's check this. The pressure is all out. Open cover. Looks perfect. We'll now blend this. You can use any blender. I'm using my immersion blender. So once you got a nice fine puree, we'll transfer this and pass it through a sieve so that you get a nice smooth soup out of it. Just strain it. So this way at the very end you get a nice smooth and creamy soup. So get all the pulp out. So look at this. Also make sure that you wipe the bottom so that you collect all the pulp and the thick portion. The seeds and the fibrous portion will be on top. So you need to discard this portion, and the yummy and creamy tomato pulp is all ready. We'll transfer this again to the pressure cooker, or you can even use a pan. I'm going to use my saucepan here. We'll add some water to get it to a right consistency. To thicken the soup, if you want, you can even make a slurry out of cornstarch and some water and add it to this mixture, but I don't like to do that. I feel the consistency of the soup is nice and perfect. I'm going to bring this to a boil again. Make sure you check for the right amount of salt, and if you need some seasoning, like you need some herb seasoning, you can do that. Add additional seasoning, but mine is just perfect. I tasted it. It tastes perfect to me. The soup has started to boil. We'll turn off the heat. If you want, you can even take out the foam out of it for better presentation. As a final step, we'll add in some cream. It's optional, and the soup is ready. It's smelling amazing. Because of all those herbs, it's smelling awesome. We'll crack some black pepper on top, and some cream goes on top. We'll serve with some croutons. These are homemade croutons, and the soup is ready. It is smelling amazing. Wow, so it's just out of the world. It's very, very yummy. Give this one a try and enjoy it with your family. For more such yummy recipes, get subscribed to Shruti's Kitchen. I'll be back soon with another great recipe for you all. Till then, take care. Bye.